Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69 and welcome back to the channel. This tank right here is probably the worst tank in history. It's the worst tank in the entire game by far. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you've got a different opinion. This tank is the worst tank. Luckily, it's only tier 3, so you don't see many of them. Now, as I believe it could be coming back today, maybe. If it doesn't, I'm still going to make the video because it's not about buying the tank or anything like that. I just wanted to make the video to show you guys if this ever does come back and it is for sale, just don't buy it. I don't care how cheap it's going to be. Do not buy it because it's bad. It's tier 3. It is a French, FCM 36 pack 40. Everything about the tank sucks. I mean it. Everything about this tank absolutely sucks. The penetration is okay. I mean, penetration's not bad at all. Aim time, as you can see, sucks. Dispersion sucks. Armor sucks. Speed sucks. It's just everything about it. It absolutely sucks, and I really don't know why anyone would want this in their garage, unless there is a but. That's unless you want a challenge and you want to ace every tank that you can. If you're a collector and you want to own all the tanks, then okay, it's going to be quite cheap. This is a collectible. It is a collectible. It did come, I mean, I bought this for like £10 when it first come for sale. And I was so disappointed. It was just like, oh, seriously? I mean, look at the speed. It's down a hill, okay, 25 kilometers per hour. But along the straight line, it's really bad. It has literally no armor. Absolutely no armor. The DPM is 570 odd. It's one of the worst DPMs in tier 3 TD wise. It's got the exact same DPM as the SU-76I, the Ice Claw, but yet that tank has armor. That tank has speed, and that's actually quite a nice tank, the Ice Claw. This, however, yeah, it's not. It really is not good. Premium wise, it's definitely the worst premium. It's not just a premium. It's, if you include premiums, collectibles, tech tree tanks, this is the worst. This is the worst of the worst of the worst. I wouldn't buy it. Would never buy it again in my life. And I was so happy when Wargaming made all the lower tiers collectibles, so you are able to sell the tanks. And this honestly was the first collectible I sold. It was just like, we can sell it for gold. Get out of my garage. I do not want to see you even in my garage. You're that bad, I don't even want to look at you in my garage, let alone play you. I'm never going to play you again unless I get challenged on stream, as I occasionally do, because people do know I hate this tank, and I'm never going to like it. I'm never going to like it. And what could they do about the tank to make it better? I mean, you're in a tier 3, you're in tier 3s, and you're up against new players. You're going to be up against new players, but not only are you going to be up against new players, you're going to be up against seal clubbers, and the pro seal clubbers who just spam M5 Stewarts, who spam cruisers, who spam A20s. You're going to come up against these, and these are all quick tanks, and there is going to be nothing you're going to be able to do if one comes in and tries to circle you, because your traverse isn't great. Just nothing is great. Nothing is good. It's all poor. It really is poor. I mean, that shot there against the BTSV, I mean, you're going to get these tanks, and that has troll armor. Now, that BTSV is going to get more block damage than we're going to get in 3 games actually. We're only going to show 2 games. I do have another replay from Ian. I do thank him for taking his time in going to play this tank to try and get footage. I did announce it on my Patreon that I will be making this video, and if you can help me, because I really don't want to play the tank. I do play it. The next replay is myself. I know Confalito, he's been out there trying to play it, and there's not going to be too often that you're going to have good games in this, because you're just going to get rushed. I mean, if you've had thousands and thousands of games and you go and buy this in tier 3, you will come up against those seal clubbers. Now, the worst thing about it is the Seal Clubbers are going to absolutely tear you apart. No problem whatsoever. They're going to know how to deal with you. But also new players that know nothing about the game except for point at the enemy and shoot. Even they're going to wreck you because you can't bounce anything. I mean, Ian here has bounced 80 damage, but that was just a troll bounce. People can even HE you because you've just got no armor at all. There's no point even trying to angle. Everywhere around you or your armor is probably HEable. I mean, even for the lower tiers, especially if they can get behind you. I mean, just look how ugly the thing is as well. Like, this is ugly. Hell, it's so bad. I just don't know what to say about it. It's the only thing I can say is just don't do it. Don't go and buy it. I don't know how much it will come back for when it does come back, if it is already back now. But I would honestly say don't buy it. It's not worth it. You're not gonna. I mean, for me, I bought it because I was a collectible. I went, played it, aced it, never played it again, except when I was making footage or when I've been challenged on stream to play it. Other than that, I'm never going to sit there and think, no, what, really fancy playing tier 3. Let's go and play the FCM 36. No, you're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. So for me, it's just a waste of money. It's just a waste of money. If you're happy to pay £5 to £10, however much this tank is going to come for, just to get a mastery badge, then okay, it's up to you. It's your money. Go buy it. But I just want to let you know that the tank is bad. It is so bad. Doesn't make. I mean, it makes credits, not so much, but it does make credits. Now, the next battle is myself. It is the one and only meadsyreplays in my press account. As you know, I've sold it on my main account, and we're just going to camp. The only thing you can do with this tank is camp. And I hate that about the lower tiers because, as I've said, you're going to be up against new players. And if a new player comes to the game and they can afford to say they're only playing tier 2 and tier 3s, and this comes available, and they're like, oh, okay, that's not bad. I can afford that. That's really cheap. I mean, wargaming are making people want to camp, because if you don't camp in this thing, you will get wrecked. Don't get me wrong, you're going to get absolutely obliterated in this tank if you just go YOLO mode. And so you have to camp. So it's teaching these newer players, like, okay, so I have to sit in a bush, and that's just how they learn. They then just sit in a bush for the rest of their Blitz days, because that's how this tank performed. That's the only thing that you can do with this tank, is just sit in a bush. Make sure you have hard cover, as I have now. I've got hard cover. I've got tanks to my right. The enemy are pushing. I mean, the enemy are 4 strong there. They are rushing. So there's no point in me running away, because I'm not going to get far. I mean, I could turn around and try to run away, but you're not going nowhere. We're 20 or so kilometers an hour speed. You're not getting anywhere. So I thought, you know what? We're 2 tanks down anyway. They're not looking at me. I might as well just pump out as much damage as I can to help my team. I do have a couple of teammates around here with me, so I wasn't too worried about getting the hell out. So I was more worried about, you know, if we can knock these players down to low enough hit points, and we're doing a good job at that. We are doing a good job. We're on 563 damage. We're going to get that shot into the M5 Stuart there. And because my team has started to sort of back up a little bit, I've just joined them. There's no point me sitting where I was. I mean, I could have probably survived, and because the enemy are not great. But always, if you do buy it and you are going to play it, make sure you have to camp in the thing. Maybe even until later on in the game, once the enemy are low enough hit points, then maybe, yeah, you can start to think about pushing. But just try and get the enemy down to low enough hit points first, and then we can decide. Always have cover. If you can have your teammates with you, then even better. And that is exactly how I played this game. I always had hard cover to my left, and I had 2 of my teammates to the right. So now there's only 3 tanks left. So I am turning around, because I know that T-7057 is behind, and I was able to get him down to a 1-shot before our Panzer 3A can take him out. Now it just leaves 2 tanks left alive. There goes the M5 Stuart, and it now just leaves 4 against 1, and we know that this cruiser was around here somewhere, so we are going to take him out. So we do get 1100 damage. I mean, that's not bad for a tier 3, and not bad for an FCM at all. So yeah, that is it, guys. Don't buy it. Unless you are a collector and it's one of the only tanks you haven't got, then okay, go buy it, go ace it. But once you've aced it, you're never going to play it again because it is bad. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye-bye. With